promising talent of F2 right now?
Well, Kimi Antonelli has inherited a seat.
Yeah.
He is a talent.
Behrman
Don't get me wrong. Yeah.
groom them almost. I think 25 will be Kimi's grooming year, and 26 with the regulation changes coming in, Kimi might just take the championship.
Some of the best facilities here, to promote motorsports in India. So, क्यों नहीं? We should get it to India, and yeah, Indian F4 is the right step.
ऑटो वालों को देखो यार बॉम्बे में ऑटो वाले को F1 गाड़ी का ट्रेनिंग दे दो, वो जीतेगा
भाई, उसको-
बॉम्बे ट्रैफिक में रेस कर सकते हो, कहीं भी रेस कर. I used to be so invested in watching the cars go round and round that I took a cardboard and I made a steering wheel out of it.
Wow.
So I took my dad's scooty helmet.
Even got a 1:1 scale F1 steering wheel from the 2018 season of Kimi Raikkonen as a memory of his time at Ferrari.
Hello. Or should I say it's lights out and away we go? Welcome to Gearbox by Fancode. Now today we have two crazy super fans here with us. We have Arjun Deswal and Ankush Ahuja. And they are crazy motorsport fans. They know everything from F1, F2, F3, DTM, everything that's going on. I want to know from you guys ki yaar dekho, F2 ke who are the promising talents who are probably going to be in F1 next season, who is like, the most promising talent of F2 right now?
Well, Kimi Antonelli has inherited a seat.
Yeah.
He is a talent.
Behrman.
Don't get me wrong. Yeah. So
Behrman.
and Behrman, of course, is the other one who's gone to Haas. And Behrman at the start of the season with the Ferrari was amazing. When Carlos had the appendix operation, so that was, and even last weekend in Baku, he did a very good job with the Haas there.
What about our boy Kushwani?
Kush is an excellent driver. I remember even when he used to be racing in DTM, even there he was very well, resourced, and he was performing very well on the track. And now in Formula 2, of course, he's in one of the top teams in Victor Racing.
Personally, I would like to see an Indian driver back on the grid.
Yeah.
And not come last. I think I would like to see an Indian driver fight for at least the points. And but yeah, for me in F2, I think Kimi Antonelli is someone I've been looking at because he skipped F3. Mercedes clearly has their eyes locked onto him since Lewis gave the news. So it's interesting because I think Toto is doing exactly what they did with Max, what Red Bull did. Get a young driver in, get them the top car, teach them the tricks and ways, attend to their needs, groom them almost. I think 25 will be Kimi's grooming year, and 26 with the regulation changes coming in, Kimi might just take the championship.
Oh.
Gabriel Bartoletto. I saw the McLaren flag there. And I was like, how could I forget the McLaren Academy driver? He's been brilliant this year. He's come through the field in a couple of feature races.
And even Kush at a point was mentored by our Flying Finn, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I do remember reading that. At a point, actually, Kush was mentored by our Flying Finn and he came, right? Ankush, I want you to tell everybody why our Flying Finn came to India. Can you just tell?
Well, Mr. Mika Hakkinen, who is a double world champion in Formula 1, 1998 and 1999, he's actually inaugurated a karting circuit in Chennai. It's called MIKA, M-I-K-A. So that's Madras International Karting Association. Yeah, I think that's what it stands for, the acronym. And yeah, he's been in Formula 1 for such a long time. He's been a great ambassador for McLaren as a team, and of course as a double world champion, racing with the likes of Michael Schumacher in his prime. It kind of reminds us of the legendary battles that we've had from the past.
And actually, even like in India, all of this is happening. Like even Fancode did this crazy thing that the Indian Racing Festival. I think 3 rounds of it are done till now, and it's showing like crazy motorsport enthusiasts in racing in India. It's actually very good to see. I think you guys also would have seen it. Like, how did you feel seeing this motorsport, event happening in India?
I think it's very important that we make the world realize that India deserves to be back on the motorsports map.
Yeah.
We've seen that, happen with MotoGP now. That happened last year, the inaugural race in India, the MotoGP of Bharat as it was called. And now we've got the Indian F4 Championship happening. So yeah, it's very important for us to put India back on the motorsports map, because there is a very big following for motorsports in India, unbeknownst to a lot of people abroad. And the Indian F4 Championship is a step in the right direction because we have a lot of celebrities now backing this sport and actually, promoting motorsports in India, because we are such a cricket crazy nation and we love our football too. So yeah, it's important that the right people come out, like Mr. John Abraham. He's an out and out motorsports fan. The way he follows MotoGP as a sport is unreal. And of course, MotoGP coming to India last year in September
The
was
island, yeah.
a very big landmark event for us because suddenly, people are like, okay, the both international circuit is alive and well. It can still host international events. And yeah, we have some of the best facilities here, to promote motorsports in India. So kyun nahi, we should get it to India. And yeah, Indian F4 is the right step.
I think naturally Indians are bound to be good drivers. ऑटो वालों को देख लो यार बॉम्बे में ऑटो वाले को F1 गाड़ी का ट्रेनिंग दे दो वो जीतेगा
भाई, उसको
बॉम्बे ट्रैफिक में रेस कर सकते हो कहीं भी रेस कर सकते हो
उसको कंपटीशन हमारे हिमाचली बस ड्राइवर देंगे वो जो बर्फ में ऐसे घुमा घुमा के सबकी सांसें 30 जो गाड़ी में बैठेगी बस नीचे पहुंच जाए उनका जो कॉन्फिडेंस है उनको दे दो इसकी ट्रेनिंग फिर देखो
Apex के
लुइस मैक्स को थोड़ा बाय बाय बोलना पड़ेगा फिर
एपेक्स हिट करना आता है उनको एग्जैक्ट मतलब वो पूरा
racing scene बढ़े so I think now you can get all these people who are I think we are inclined to be good drivers in India. So I think once the racing scene does become a bigger thing in India, we will see more and more young drivers. And of course, because of Netflix and like you said, celebrities now promoting it, and because of Netflix and Drive to Survive, a lot of children will be interested in it. So if you can open those facilities and avenues to young children from karting to F4 to whatever it is, we will see a rise in Indian drivers.
और हमारे पास पर्पस बिल्ट रेस ट्रैक्स हैं
हाँ
ऐसा नहीं है कि मतलब बोध इंटरनेशनल सर्किट इज नॉट द ओनली वन हमारे पास एक कोयम्बतूर में है 2 चेन्नई में है सो वी गॉट पर्पस बिल्ट रेस ट्रैक्स और बन रहे हैं तो there is infrastructure coming up there will be opportunities and yeah the only way up is upwards now.
Even our Indians like even Arjun Mani, right, he's in DTM. Like what do you like to tell about him?
So, Arjun Mani, I still remember I think Spain 2016 था he won his F3 race if I remember correctly and मुझे आज भी याद है he was a very shy guy and but the on track ability जो थी बंदे की unreal. I was amazed at how good he did. Of course F2 he had his fair share of challenges and even though teams are more or less on a similar level फिर भी दिक्कतें होती हैं क्योंकि some drivers take more time to get used to it. But in DTM he's doing quite a good job. He's thriving over there. So it's nice to see him at least showing his talent in one of the most followed racing series in the European continent. So
and getting his credit for
Yeah,
good
yeah,
driver.
yeah.
He's always been a good driver.
Arjun के नाम में चस्का है हाँ now I want you guys to tell me like now you guys have been following motorsports F1 for so long so I want you guys to tell your journey like how did you come about it how it has been since then like just tell about it.
I'll start because his is a very good story. I like to give my story because his is amazing. I started as a very random thing. I think I was just watching TV. It was in 2007. I was really young. I was just switching channels and I came across F1. And at that time I saw the Lewis Hamilton. And he was a rookie at that time. So the commentators kept saying how he's just a new driver. How he's just a new driver and and he's taking the competition to these experienced drivers. He was teammates with Alonso, who was seen to be one of the greatest at that time. He had already won 2 championships and he was in a McLaren. People believed that Alonso would be the number 1 and it turned out to be Hamilton. I remember I used to be so invested in watching the cars go round and round that I took a cardboard and I made a steering wheel out of it.
Wow.
So I took my dad's scooty helmet, a monkey cap.
Wow.
So I put a monkey cap, scooty helmet, एक पेंट कर दिया कार्डबोर्ड के पीस को और उसके ऐसे टीवी देखते देखते लेटे लेटे मैं रूम रूम कर रहा था.
The eyes of an F1 driver.
To the eyes of an F1 driver.
Indian edition.
So that's how my journey started.
Oh, amazing.
Mr. Ankush you can go ahead.
Well, बहुत पहले in the late 90s एक गेम आई थी Accolade की F1 की that was so some of the oldies would
हम थोड़े छोटे हैं ये जानने के लिए.
so उस वक्त तभी there were only 3 teams on that McLaren, Ferrari and Williams and McLaren was the quickest there तो तभी वो खेलता था मैं that was so I knew there was something like कुछ motor racing करके कोई तो चीज़ है. Then in 97, 98 I saw I started following MotoGP because that was being televised. And तब जो भी समय मिलता था during the academics of my time that those years I used to watch certain Mick Doohan on his Repsol Honda and वो बंदा ऐसे जीतता था जैसे मैक्स जीत रहा था 2022 में 30 seconds 35 seconds 40 seconds के victories and that is what got me hooked onto motorsport. वहाँ से slowly I came into Formula 1 पे तभी Star Sports पे Steve Slater and Chris Goodwin used to be the commentators. It was those old ones, you know, Schumacher and you know all those guys. So Hakkinen was the first driver I started supporting way back in 90 and 99 when he won the world championship twice on the trot for McLaren. And uske baad the next flying film or you know the Iceman or you know was Kimi Raikkonen. As you can see, I'm in all in my Kimi gear right now. So it was Kimi Raikkonen who I started supporting from there on. And then he actually said goodbye to the sport at the end of the 2009 season, only to come back again in 2012. Uske baad I had decided, okay, he's back, and I'm going to channelize all my efforts to attend as many F1 races as I can. And from there on, even though I'd done the 2011 Indian GP, I say my real journey started from 2012 when Kimi was back in Formula 1. So then I started going for races abroad to Europe, Paddock Club, and you know all that kind of, you know, you name it. And yeah, been collecting a lot of F1 memorabilia over the years, signed mini helmets, even got a 1:1 scale F1 steering wheel from the 2018 season of Kimi Raikkonen as you know a memory of his time at Ferrari. So yeah, and the journey continues from there on. So yeah.
आई थिंक सारे F1 फैंस ये देख के जेलस तो पक्का हुए होंगे कि यार मुझे वो चाहिए.
की सारे फोटोज देख के वो स्पा का सर्किट दिखा रहे हैं, घर पे वो जो स्टीयरिंग है वो दिखा रहे हैं. मैं जेलस हूँ.
Anyways guys, thank you so much for coming on this episode and coming on this podcast. This is not all. अभी we are calling all motorsport enthusiasts कि यार हम Formula 1 की फैमिली कवर करने वाले हैं. DTM, Indian Racing Festival, सब कुछ यार. तो keep on this journey with us and let's see what happens. So stay tuned to Fan Code. Thank you.